Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how you can complete the Joined Forces challenge for the Fighting Legend Goku GT event. And basically this is a new mission that was added in on the Dbz Dokkan Metal global side, obviously as part of the Attack of the Avengers mission or campaign. And we're going to be utilizing a full free-to-play team here, which is pretty cool. It's always nice to be able to complete stuff with a fully free-to-play team. With that being said, some of these units are pretty hard to obtain for a new account. So if you do have any summonable units, you should probably use them instead. Now, Joining Forces has always strictly been a relatively strange category that doesn't necessarily link up so well. It's not like the craziest, link up in terms of team or anything. So it can be a little bit, I want to say, odd to put the team together. You have usually extreme and super units in the same team. Things can get a little bit wonky in terms of build, but it is what it is. Now we're going to be using the Captain Ginyu, the physical Captain Ginyu, as our lead. Which is obviously great, 120% lead across the board for all types. And we're going to be using a Strength Android 17 and a Hellfighter 17 as the friend lead. Obviously they have the active skill, which we're going to make sure we activate early on to get them to turn into Super 17. Beyond that, the team build is pretty straightforward. There are a couple units we need to watch out for, but generally speaking we're okay. Early on is actually the biggest challenge for us, and you'll see me pop a Whis, not a Whis, an Icarus early on. And the reason being is we have a lot of N-type units, and we've taken the N-type units to assist with the final stage against SS4 Goku, full power SS4 Goku. But the reason why, or the reason that we are kind of focusing on N-type units, is because N-type units are, strictly speaking, a bit more effective when it comes to the final stage, seeing as that we'll have, tech type advantage and things of such nature. So that's where they help. But early on there's a couple early physical phases that actually cause us quite a few problems. So beyond that though, everything works out quite fine. In terms of team, obviously we have the Ginyu, super duper helpful old Ginyu, and then beyond Ginyu we also have let's talk about, so Ginyu is obviously a support type unit, gains quite a sizable amount of attack and defense on super. Just in general, a pretty good, solid option to have on any team. Beyond Ginyu, we have the AGL Android 17 and 18, that's the LR friend summon one. We also have them obviously easy aid to make them function a lot better. Now they provide defense to our extreme units, but they also pair up relatively okay with the Super 17. They share 3 links with him, and they gain a lot of benefits against a superclass enemy, which is why we're bringing them. They have a lot of benefits against Goku. On the other side of the coin, we have a Casserole. So this is the physical Casserole, the unit that I recently reviewed, a free-to-play unit. Now obviously he benefits a lot from having Universe 11 units on his team. This is not going to be the case for us, unfortunately. We're not going to have Universe 11 units, but he still does okay. He stacks pretty decently, and obviously that's his main benefit. We're going to have him paired up with the Strength Great Saiyaman 1 and Videl, who's obviously an April Fool's unit, gains a lot of attack and defense on super, which is pretty cool. Just a decent unit to bring along. Obviously they are the inverse of the Android 17 and 18. They gain a bunch of benefits facing extreme class enemies, but unfortunately we don't have the luxury of facing an extreme class enemy the whole way through. So that's a little bit of a shame, but beyond that they still do a fantastic job. And so in general we sit in a pretty good situation. I would say overall the team runs pretty well, and for the most part I keep the pairing of Casserole and the Strength Great Saiyaman 1 and Videl, but then I do drop them off a little bit later on because I switch in the Metal Cooler and the Shenron. I switch them in to be a rotation, mainly due to their type advantage in the final phase. They just tend to do a much better job tanking, and that's the only reason. They just are not prone to dying in the final stage because they have so many, different, like they have so many they have so much type advantage, basically is the main reason why. So we have that going for us, which is pretty cool. Beyond that, not too much really. I think the Metal Cooler speaks for himself and artificial life form support, although we don't have a lot of those on the team. But still a pretty solid unit beyond anything else. And yeah, in general, I would say just a solid enough rotation as is. Then we have the Omega, or the Legion of Dragons, as they're called. And the Legion of Dragons is pretty solid, a team or a unit. They do decent damage, they have decent defense. I say decent, they have pretty good defense actually after their super, and especially after their 18 key. So good stuff there all around. And yeah, I would say overall, probably a good situation for our team, like in general. The solid type advantage that we create by having these specific int units on the team helps us a lot, because it means that we have a big advantage going into this tech Goku phase, and that's very important to have, because with that advantage we're able to, I don't want to say dominate, but we're able to really stay on top of our damage and how much damage we're taking, which at the end of the day means a lot, because it gives us control of the situation, and us having control of the situation is all we can really ask for. We push the Great Saiyaman and the Videl off rotation, and yeah, we just in general have a much better time for it. Now beyond that, I want to say there's nothing else really that you need to know. I think overall everything runs smooth. You rely a lot on the 17 for damage. I saved one Icarus for this final phase here, which I think most people can understand. And yeah, beyond that, that was pretty much it. So hopefully that gets you guys through the event. Hopefully it gives you enough information to tackle the event and to beat it. And yeah, if you need any help, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video more than likely. But until then, as always guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, take care, and as always, see you next time. Bye.